Now there is a ton of tips and tricks videos for Diablo 4 out there already, but today I'm bringing a list of 10 that I feel like are really under-discussed and a lot of people aren't bringing it. They're going to really enhance your gameplay experience of Diablo 4. Now we're going to jump right into it, but I'm going to ask you to hit the like button and subscribe up, and to try to convince you of this, I'm going to show you this cute picture of this cute little puppy. Aww. You can't say no to that cute little face, right? Now, did you know the Codex Aspects, you can find any of them. You don't have to look up any guides. You don't have to Google anything. Actually, right in the game, it will lead you exactly to it. And it's incredibly easy. Now, if you're on PC, I don't know what the button would be for console. Just hit the letter Y. You're opening up this menu right here. Hit the Codex right here. And let's just say we'll pick a random one right here. Meteor deals 35% increased critical strike damage against healthy targets. Now, you know it's in this particular layer, Serpent's Lair in Hawazar. But how do you get there? Well, actually, you just click on it, and it just pinned the location right on your map. When we go ahead and jump out and open the map, you see this red line. And even if you hadn't been there before, I have been to this particular one, but even if it was in one of these areas I hadn't been to yet, it'll do a red line and guide you directly to that dungeon, and you can find it easy peasy, no problem. Next up, a lot of people don't realize, unlike in other Diablo games, you can actually switch between different skills and abilities, even if they're not down on your actual action bar. At ease, at any time, you can switch right on the fly. Now, it's not super convenient, like you can't just like middle of attacking necessarily, but maybe before you walk into battle, you could swap out, or if you were really quick, I guess in the middle of battle, you really could. Now, we'll say down here on this bar right here, if you hit the S key, it brings up this. So right now we have Dark Shroud over in the 4th skill, hypothetically. So we could be fighting, running around. If we want to do this real quick, throw this up, drag concealment down, and boom, now I have concealment that I can go ahead and use. If that's something I want to use, boom, I could swing this back up, grab the one I wanted, throw it back in there. So just on the fly, literally in the middle of battle, you can swap that out, and there's even more. You could go ahead and swing up your specialty, switch over to combo points, or if you're on a different character, you can switch to whatever you want to as well. Maybe you could go into your spirit boons, or maybe you could do something with your skeletons on your necromancer, and so on and so on. You can go ahead and open up into your thing and swap it on the fly like this. If you wanted to, maybe do combo points for regular monsters and inner sight when you see going into the boss, because there's always that one red healing place right there, basin I guess it's called, before you go into every boss. You could swap it on if you wanted to. Now, a lot of people don't realize, but the base weapon that you use actually can be important in some instances. Let's go ahead and pull up, I'm on my rogue, for example. Let's look at the crossbow. Now, you see up there where it's got the damage per second, you got damage per hit, it's got the attacks per second, and right underneath that, it's got vulnerable damage. Now, crossbows always have that vulnerable damage right there that then applies across all of your attacks. If you throw on an actual bow, not a crossbow, it has damage to distance enemies. So you can go ahead and look down at this crossbow right here. You see in the same exact spot, just above that line, Editor Phil throwing an arrow or something, we've got vulnerable damage. Once again, these crossbows will always have it. Now, another example like that, we have a sword right here. You see it has critical strike damage at that same exact location on the weapon. Look up at this sword. Once again, it has critical strike damage, but the dagger over here has damage to close enemies. So you see each one of the different bases of weapons has kind of a different type of percent damage to something or other, a different type of inherent statistic to help it out. So you can pick and choose which particular one you want to use that'll help out your build the most. Now, here's one that's maybe like 50-50 of people know, but I feel like it's so important, I gotta put it in this list, and I put it on a list before, but it is that important I have to let you know about it. Actually, two-handed weapons get double the power on the aspect. You see this twist in blades orbits for a short time, giving you 20% damage. It's actually a 10% damage aspect, but because I put it on a two-handed weapon, it doubles it. So on a one-handed weapon, it would just be the standard 10, but also remember, amulets have a 50% bonus. So hypothetically, if I put this same aspect and printed on an amulet, it would be 15. And down here, we get 20% on a two-handed weapon. So the barb's got extra two-handed weapons, so you can put different aspects on there to boost up the ones that are the most important for you, either giving you the most damage or the most survivability. I'm more of a glass cannon guy, so I always go with the ones that give you the most damage. Next up, I don't think everybody really realizes how much power and how much it can really help you out getting renown in Diablo 4. Go ahead and open the map, then you go ahead and hit W, and that will open up this region progress, and you get 1 skill point for the first few. I think it's only 200 renown, which 200 renown is like nothing. If you play the main campaign, you'll get a bunch of waypoints and stuff, and you'll get renown and get that skill point. The next one, a potion, a skill point, max ovals, and then paragons. I haven't got up to the paragon one quite yet on any of them, but at least getting these first 3 is so astronomically great, and it's incredibly easy. We'll throw in a bonus tip for this one as well. The easiest way to get renowns, just run around and get the waypoints, and then we'll move on to the next one here real quick. But just finding an area, you get 5 renown. There's 50 different areas in this location. There's 50 in this one. There's 75 in this one. Literally just running around exposing the map right there. What's 5 times 75? Math skills Phil struggling here. What is that? 450? 475? Make fun of me down in the comments on how bad my math was. If I didn't even get close on that, I'll do the math later. But literally just running around exposing the map and grabbing the waypoints, you're going to get enough of this renown to pretty much give you the entire first 2 right here. Then to get the other ones, don't sleep on how easy it is to do some of these side quests. Especially when you're running around, you might find a body, you click on it, like a book comes out or something, you pick it up, and all of a sudden all you have to do is go to a town, give this book to somebody, and you get 20 renown instantly. Sometimes they are literally that easy. Another one that a ton of people do, go hit all these Lilith altars, because you get actually bonuses to dex, intelligence, blah, 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 different statistics like that. On top of that, some of them give you points to your Paragon board and things along those lines. So those can really help you out. Those take quite a while to run around and get them all because there are so many. But go ahead and take those out. And then also strongholds 100 apiece. They take a while, but they're literally 100 apiece, and there'll be waypoints in there that you can get as well. So don't sleep on getting this renown and getting the power boost you can from getting said renown. So this one's not for everybody, but I think it can help out really a majority of people. Some people don't want the spoilers. They don't want to see where everything's at. They want to figure it out on their own. I completely get it. But if you're not one of those people, if you want to run around and try to find every single Lilith altar and make sure you get them all, look up one of these interactive maps. You don't have to use this one. This one's from Pure Diablo. I kind of come to this place. I just like the way that they make everything look, and the actual map looks remarkably identical to the way it does in the game, and I really appreciate that. A lot of other ones don't look as accurate to the game as this particular one does, but you have all the Lilith altars. You can always go ahead and hide the icons. You can go, wait, I just want to find the campaign quest stuff. We'll check that. You can see where that is. You can go ahead and come down here. I just want to see where the waypoint's at. I just want to see where the towns are. I just want to see the strongholds. I just want to see, whatever you want to look for. So I was looking for Lilith altars. Now they're slipping. There they are. There's all the Lilith altars. So take advantage of these interactive maps if you want to, and it makes it way easier to find, especially all these super hidden and hard to find Lilith altars. Next up, I'm not sure how much everybody exactly realized, but let's say for me right here, I am not using my bow at all. I'm actually using just the daggers and the swords, running around hitting stuff. Actually, the stats and whatever is on this extra weapon, you're literally not using it, right? It actually does apply to you. So like this critical strike damage, the vulnerable damage, the slowed to damage, if you're plugging in these gems into the sockets, those even help you. The critical strike damage to vulnerable enemies. So make sure you kind of can get good stuff plugged in here, even on your secondary weapon, even if it's not one that you use. I know a lot of people know that the aspects will work for everything, but I don't know that everybody realizes that even the different things like critical strike and vulnerable damage will also help you out, even if you're not using the weapon. Now, next up, let's say you want to salvage this item. You see it actually has a emerald in it, but I don't want to lose the emerald. So maybe you'll come over here and unsocket it, costs 28,000 gold. Actually, don't do that. If you don't want it already, just go ahead and salvage it. See, when you do salvage something that has the gem in it, see right here, this amulet, whoop, there you go. The amulet just popped right into your inventory. So see, if you're going to salvage something, just don't worry about paying the gold to unsocket it. Just go ahead and salvage it, get the stuff for it, and you're getting your gem back anyways. I know I said this one in a different video, but I got so many people saying they had never heard this and didn't know it. I had to include it again just to make sure everyone knew about this. Now, the instance when you do want to actually unsocket something, go ahead and grab this. And let's say right here, I have a diamond in here. Well, resistances really aren't that important. I want to go ahead and throw a skull in there to get more defense. So we're going to go ahead and click it, and boom, we unsocketed it. You see down here, the diamond is safe, and we're going to go ahead and throw a skull in there to get our extra defense. So did you know you can actually save different looks for your character? You can see right over here, I got a red outfit, I got a gray one that's got a scary mask, it's got the skulls and stuff. I've got the blue one right here. So under these different slots, they really don't cost hardly anything. 10,000 gold, might as well buy another one. 20,000 gold, might as well get another one too, because relative to the amount of gold in this game, it's so cheap, and you can definitely have different outfits, maybe just a different day. It's not the biggest, craziest thing. I'm not really a big fan of playing dress up all the time, but you know, you can change your outfit around once in a while. One thing I would recommend, such as for the rogue here, well, I initially made them with 2 daggers on over here, and I picked the exact dagger I want it to look like. Well, now I can't load it because I have a sword and a dagger on. So I literally would have to go put a dagger on, put it on here, change what the stuff looks like, and then take it off, put the weapons back on. So I would just recommend, if you do any of these save slots, you see that I have no weapons over on this one. I have no weapons over on this one. So if you're going to have different types of bases going into the same slots, don't pick different transmogs for those particular slots. Just leave them open and then pick a different transmog if you wanted to when you pick the actual outfit. And then this is one I came across, and I don't know how I didn't notice this before, but I wasn't sure. I was looking for all the Lilith altars, and I was looking around in one of these areas. Maybe it was up here. I was like, man, do I have them all? I'm not really sure. I was looking at my interactive map. I thought I missed one. Well, then I looked up at the top of this map and I realized, how was I overlooking this the entire time? It says right there how many waypoints there are, how many you have, how many strongholds there are, side quests. It has all the different areas, the different dungeons, the different Lilith statues. It has all of them listed right up there at the top, and it says exactly right there at the top of the map how many of them you found, so you know if you got all the altars, if you found all the areas, if you've gotten all the waypoints. Somehow I overlooked that. I'm not the only one that did do that, so hopefully you don't overlook that like I did. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe up before you go. Remember, this cute little puppy wants you to do it, so you better go ahead. Now, huge shout out to the Sweet Phil Slayers. They're the channel members. They really do make it possible for me to keep making videos and streaming on this channel. I am eternally grateful to y'all. Peace out, fellas, and do not forget to keep slaying.